Okay.
Give me a crazy person, I'll reject him.
Donald Trump.
See, that's your problem. He's not crazy.
When the topic turns from gender-neutral facilities and tampon availability in boys' restrooms to more contentious topics like gender-affirming procedures for children, things quickly get heated. This is where the argument really starts to heat up. While Greg Gutfeld vigorously opposes the measures, utilizing his signature humor and scathing commentary to challenge what he perceives to be the extremes of contemporary politics, Jessica Tarlov fervently promotes them, believing that they are essential steps towards inclusivity and empathy. This intense on-air confrontation between two strong voices is a must-see. Tarlov maintains her position while Gutfeld doesn't mince words. Are her arguments becoming weaker or more flimsy under duress? Expect some of the most talked about TV scenes in recent memory, along with passionate back and forths and cutting humor.
Content. Yes, I would like to talk about it.
Good.
You know what? If you knew anything about the pink tax or how difficult it is for women when they have their period and they don't have access to tampons.
It's not
and
about
pads.
women
It
making
is about
as many tampons as they
That's
want.
not
I
what
give
I
them
hear.
free tampons. It's the
I
boys.
want to hear this. The point of having menstrual products available in a boys' bathroom is for 4th to 12th graders, I think, that if there is someone who identifies, if there is a biological female who identifies as male and uses that, your laughing will be the undoing of yourself.
You're encouraging empathy, which we all admire,
No, you
go
don't.
into an irrational
You
world.
don't admire it. I need to say something
No
about the
one is
National Guard.
using the
There are-
boys' bathroom that's menstruating, Jessica.
That's-
I would like to pull back and talk about something that would help the Democrat Party if they only listen. I'm going to pretend that I'm not talking to Jessica, but I'm talking to the whole Democratic Party. So liberals, in their very best sense, are the party of empathy and compassion. The problem is they extend that benefit to people who prey upon innocent citizens. That is their problem. They don't know the boundaries to their compassion or their empathy, and that's why they need conservatives to say, hey, knock it off, pull back. But why do liberals have to accept certain positions that are that bad? Like, why do they have to make excuses for rioters and looters? That is not necessarily a liberal position. They don't have to do it. So if you think of other liberal positions, arguing for surgical transitions for children, banning school choice, funding foreign wars, bailing out valence, what if these aren't liberal positions? They're just awful ones. Then you could reject them. You don't have to sit here and defend tampons for boys. You could just say, you know what, there's nothing.
With his trademark snark and incisive criticism, Jessica Tarlov's fervent defense of a contentious policy that Tarlov believed was about inclusivity, ensuring that biological females who identify as males still have access to basic hygiene products, did not sit well with Greg Gutfeld, who bluntly criticized the ridiculousness of such policies and asked where society should draw the line between compassion and common sense. This argument was about how far we're prepared to bend logic in the name of inclusivity, and it wasn't just about tampons. It was a clear illustration of the larger cultural conflict that makes us wonder when empathy begins to overshadow fact.
Reject them. You don't have to sit here and defend tampons for boys. You could just say, you know what, there's nothing liberal about that, right? Only nut jobs want kids to have nut jobs. It's not about being liberal or conservative. But the problem is the Democrats have allowed radicals to define what is liberal. So tampons for boys, suddenly, Jessica, you have to defend it. You shouldn't have to. You know, liberals were always against conversion therapy. That was a psychological attempt at curing homosexuality. Now they're defending invasive surgical solutions to do the same thing. How did that become liberal and the other one not? So it's a plea that, like, you don't have to defend this crap. You don't have to defend tampons for boys. You should laugh at it and go, this is bullshit. I don't believe any of it. And then all of a sudden you find that the Democrats and the Republicans are in the same room again. We reject our crazies. It's time for you guys to reject them.
Okay.
Give me a crazy person, I'll reject him.
Donald Trump.
See, that's your problem. He's not crazy. That's your problem.
That's exactly the problem.
There's nothing that he believes in that comes close to tampons for boys. are for pushing trans surgeries on children because they're suffering from a psychological delusion. There's nothing like that in the conservative movement. But the Democrats have embraced these things because they're so scared of being called.
A conflict of beliefs while acknowledging that liberals frequently take pride in empathy. Gutfeld argued that this compassion has veered into irrationality. In a debate that left no one unshaken, he expanded the lens and took direct aim at the Democratic Party's refusal to draw a line on increasingly illogical policies. He accused Democrats of supporting policies that defy common sense, such as normalizing biological females using male restrooms, promoting gender transitions for minors, and pushing for universal TAMP. As the discussion heated up, he claimed that this was no longer empathy and that it was a distortion of reason. The modern left is led by extremists rather than moderate voices, according to Gutfeld's broad critique.
Give me a crazy person, I'll reject him.
Donald Trump.
See, that's your problem. He's not crazy.
Greg Gutfeld uncovered flaws in Jessica Tarlov's argument by pointing out a significant contradiction. Liberals used to oppose conversion therapy but now advocate permanent procedures for confused children. Tarlov attempted to defend liberal ideals from being labeled bigoted. Tarlov sidestepped by accusing Trump when Gutfeld pressed harder, asking why Democrats won't condemn their extremists like Republicans do. However, Gutfeld retorted that Trump isn't advocating extreme gender policies. Gutfeld was unambiguous in his warning. Democrats who give in to their loudest extremists run the risk of losing the middle.